Do you know the number one reasons plants die in the summer is because of hang watering? Yes, when plants rely on you to water them, guess what's going to happen if you forget to water them, or you thought you watered them enough but you did not? They will die, and in my area they can die in a single afternoon without water. So what's the easiest way to fix a problem? Well, that is to automate your watering system. And luckily today's sponsor is RainPoint, and today I'm going to be reviewing their 2-zone Wi-Fi irrigation system. I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about this timer, the good, the bad, and everything in between. If you're looking for a reliable, honest, unbiased review, well, you found it. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're new to irrigation systems, well, this is what a regular irrigation system looks like. You're gonna have a bunch of valves and you're gonna have a timer. The timer, you can set how often and how long to water your plants, and then that will send a signal to these valves to open or close. This system right here is complicated. It requires some plumbing knowledge, electrical knowledge, some digging, some trenching. It's very labor intensive, and for somebody that's actually just starting with automatic irrigation systems, I do not recommend this system. What I recommend is a system like this right here. This is gonna be the easiest way to actually get started with automatic watering systems. Why? Well, this timer right here has an irrigation system and the valves built into the same box. And as long as you have a faucet outside your house, that is all you need to get started. Because this thing right here is like super easy to hook up. It literally takes only a few minutes. All you need is a hose bib like this. Then what you do is you thread it in just like this. Then you either connect a hose just like this, just thread it in, or you can also connect it to your drip irrigation system using an adapter like this one right here. Connect your poly tubing just like this, and then you are literally done. All you gotta do is just set the timer on your phone and you are good to go. This is a lot easier and a lot faster than hooking up a system like that. It will literally only take you just a few minutes. Now let's go ahead and talk about the main features of this timer that I like the most. This timer is Wi-Fi capable. All you gotta do is plug in the hub inside your house, anywhere, connect that to your network inside your house, download the app on your phone, and you are up and running. It's super easy and only takes just a few minutes. Through the app, you can control the timer, how often you wanna water, how long you wanna water, which days you wanna water, and everything is done through the app. Super easy to do and a lot better than actually going in front of the timer and changing the settings at the location of your timer, because most of you are going to be plugging this timer somewhere outside your house and you're not always going to be out there to be able to make changes. So being able to do this over the phone is actually one of the coolest thing about this timer. The next feature that I like about this timer, it has 2 zones. Why is having 2 zones very important? Well, let me go ahead and give you a visual. Let's say you have a garden bed. Most people who have a garden bed grow vegetables, right? Most vegetables have very shallow fibrous roots. So those plants usually need to be watered several times daily simply because their roots are very shallow and they need the frequent water. They don't need the volume. But then let's say you have trees in the ground, like this Shangri-La mulberry tree that has a taproot system that goes straight down in the ground, several feet. So this tree right here requires deep watering. So how do you water both? What you can do is you can actually run a line to your vegetable garden, and then that zone right there you can water, as many times as you need in a single day. Now the other line you can run into your established trees in the ground, so you can deep water them. Deep water takes several hours, but you don't have to do it every single day. Normally every few days to once a week. It depends on the temperatures in your area. So this timer has 2 zones, and that makes it super easy to actually use and very useful, because that way you can split your watering system in your yard. So one area can get one zone and then the other area can get the other. Let's go ahead and talk about the next feature, and that is going to be the manual mode. So let's say you're just walking around the yard, you don't have your cell phone on you. Is there any way you can actually control the timer right from the timer? Yes, there is. Let me show you. Now this timer right here, they made it super simple to actually control. So it literally has nothing but 2 buttons right here. It has one on the left, one on the right. If you press the button on the left, it will turn the valve on the left for 25 minutes. The button on the right, it will turn the right for 25 minutes. Now this is a manual mode, and this is very useful, especially if you're just outside planting trees and you just want to water them quickly, just for 25 minutes should be more than enough to water any of your new trees in the ground. and you can just literally just press a button. A lot of other timers, they're complicated, they have a screen, you gotta go into the settings, press one button, another button, set how long, press another button to activate it. It just gets complicated. This is the easiest one I've seen like this, that you can actually activate the manual mode. Now let's go ahead and talk about the next feature that I like the most besides the Wi-Fi capability, and that is the misting mode, guys. This timer right here actually has a misting setting. Why is that important? Because this misting mode actually will give you a setting in seconds. That is extremely hard to find in any timer out there. If you don't believe me, if you already have an existing timer, go out there and see if you can set up your timer in seconds instead of minutes. Most timers will not give you that. I had to buy this timer right here, several $100s. Extremely complicated, hard to operate. It took me a while to get the hang of it, and even now it's just a pain in the rear to actually control it and set the times. Super hard to learn. But this timer right here, you can actually go on the app and you can turn up the misting mode. Why is a misting mode important? Well, let's say you like growing plants just like I do. And usually when you propagate cuttings, a lot of people, what they like to do is to put a bag over their cuttings to keep the humidity high. Well, there's a trick that you can actually do to avoid that, especially if you're growing a lot of plants. Right now, I got a few plants that I just started because our night temperatures are still cold. But let me show you. So we got some citrus cuttings right here, and then we got some snow queen hibiscus growing over here. Now these guys are alive, but you know, because of the colder nights, a lot of the leaves died off. But what a misting mode will do is, I have misters right here, and these misters will come on for 7 seconds every 10 minutes. And that is enough to keep the foliage hydrated, the cuttings hydrated, so they don't die off. And that way I don't have to put a bag over it, I don't have to spray it several times a day, I don't have to open the bag when it gets too humid there. I can literally set my timer 7 seconds every 10 minutes and it will mist my cuttings super easy. I don't have to do any of the work by hand. A misting mode in seconds is extremely useful. And a lot of you guys, when you think of a timer, you always think of just watering trees. But this timer right here will take care of all your watering needs outside your house, whether it's plant related or animal related. Like I have my chickens right here. My chickens, they get misted for 45 seconds every 10 minutes throughout the summer months. You can have the same type of system that I have here using this timer and get it up and running in just a few minutes. It's super easy to do. You see this mister right here, like I said, 45 seconds every 10 minutes during the summer months. It keeps my chickens cool, they don't get heat stroke, and guess what? You don't have to have just a misting timer. Maybe just give your chickens fresh water. You can see right here, I got my drippers putting out water, so every 10 minutes they get fresh water, so their water never gets hot. You can use this for your chickens, you can use it for your dogs, you can use it for your horses, whatever that requires water outside your house, you can use this timer because it's super useful. And the best thing of everything, it's not just the timer doing the work for you. You can control it through your phone since it's Wi-Fi capable. But not just that, it will tell you when the water comes on. It will tell you when the water goes off. It will tell you if you have a leak. It will tell you if the water is not working for whatever reason. It will tell you if the hub is not connected to your network because the power went down. It will tell you everything you need to know, so that way you just don't find out when your stuff is dead. Another cool feature about this timer is it's Alexa and Google Assistant capable. Now personally, I do not use any of those, so I don't have any experience with them, but if you're into that stuff, well, this timer you can control it with your with Alexa or a Google Assistant. The last feature I wanted to talk about was this smart outlet. Now that outlet, you can actually plug in anything to it and put it on a timer. Super easy to do, like if you have cuttings and let's say you have a light, you can plug in a light to it to come on in the morning and then turn off at night. And at the same time, you can also water your plants using the timer. So super useful. And then since the hub is huge and it will take up an entire outlet, you're not actually just losing, you know, the other outlet just because you have a hub plugged into it. Alright guys, so I'll be honest with you. I've only been able to test this timer for just about 2 weeks. 2 weeks is just long enough to see if you like something or dislike something. It's not really long enough to see how reliable something is. And that brings us to the warranty. Anytime I buy something, I always look at the warranty. The longer a warranty something has, I don't mind spending the money for it. But it's not just about the warranty, guys. This product actually comes with a 1-year warranty, which is nothing big. Everything comes with a 1-year warranty, right? But check this out. If you go to the website and you actually register the timer, you will get an additional 4 years. So 5 years total. How cool is that, guys? I mean, I never seen any other company offer such a long warranty for such a device that, you know, you don't know if it's gonna last or not. So just to give you peace of mind, I mean, if something goes wrong, they will actually stem up to their product and they will make it right for you. Because it's not just about having a long warranty, because some companies will actually do that. They will try to lure you in to buy their stuff because they offer like 1,000,000 years warranty. But then when it comes time to make a claim, they just ghost you. They never reply to your emails. There's no phone number to call, and what's the point of having a 1,000,000-year warranty if they're not gonna make right to it? But anyway, so this company actually, if you need to make a claim, you can just send them an email, you can call them, and they will reply very quickly. And usually what they do is they will try to troubleshoot any issues you have, because a lot of the issues can be easily fixed over the phone if you just talk to somebody that has experience using the timer. But if the problem is actually mechanical, they will literally send you a new timer. They won't require you to ship it back. You know, a lot of companies, they like to dissuade you from making a claim by asking you to ship the product back. Well, this company will not. If they actually think it's mechanical, they will send you a new timer just like that. No issues. Alright guys, so I believe I covered everything that this timer has to offer, which is, in my opinion, it's one of the best timers you can actually find in the market. You will not be able to find something like this off the shelf at any of your local stores. It's just not possible. For the price that you pay for this timer and all the features that you get, especially that misting mode in seconds, that alone is worth whatever they're charging for this timer, guys. If you are into propagation, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyways, we talked about all the good stuff. What about the bad stuff? What's a review without the bad? Because not everything in life is perfect. So what I did, I went online and I checked all the negative reviews, the most common negative reviews people were leaving about this timer, and I made a list for you so that way you can see what the problems were. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. They just got the timer, they plugged in the hub inside the house, and they're not able to actually connect it to their network. What is going on? It's just not working out. Well, let me tell you something about this. When you open up the app and go under the settings, the first thing you're gonna notice is you see the irrigation hub, you see the wall socket, and then you see the actual timer. You need to pair the hub first. Once that's actually paired with the app, then you go ahead and pair the actual timer. If you try pairing the timer before you do the hub, it's just not gonna work out. The connection is just gonna time out and it's gonna tell you that it's not able to find anything. But anyway, so that's the first one. All right, so let's talk about problem number 2, and that is there is a delay when sending commands through the app. You tell the timer to turn on, and then it just takes a few minutes to respond. Well, let me explain something to you. The hub itself is what actually connects to your network. That is what's actually connected to the internet. Your timer is not. The hub is connected to the timer outside your house via RF frequency. To be more specific, 433 megahertz. Now, the range for 433 megahertz is 300 feet, but that is in open space. So if you have your hub inside your house and there are like 10, 20 walls in between, you got a car, you got a bunch of trees, you got a garage, in between your timer and the hub inside your house, obviously the signal is not gonna be that strong. So if you're having delayed issues, well, make sure that your hub is not too far away from your timer. That's an easy fix that most people overlook. Now, the next reason why this may happen, this delayed response, and I actually experienced it myself, well, I don't have good reception in my area. So mostly I use Wi-Fi to connect to the internet because my cell phone is just not that reliable. So if I'm walking outside my house and I have my cell phone connected to the Wi-Fi, and I go outside my Wi-Fi connection and then my phone tries to connect to the cell phone internet, my internet sucks. So when sending any commands through the app, two things are going to happen. One, the app is going to tell you the signal is not strong enough. Or if you barely have any signal, it will take in the command, but it's going to take a little while for that command to actually get relayed to the hub inside your house because of the internet connection on your cell phone. That has nothing to do with the timer. It's just something that I actually experienced myself. So if you're having connectivity issues or delayed issues, response issues, make sure you check your reception. All right, so the next reason why your hub may not be connected to your network is, well, this is common with home smart devices like cameras, doorbells, and timers like this. And that is, this hub requires 2.4 gigahertz. Okay, so a lot of the new routers out there and switches, they combine the 5 gigahertz and the 2.4 into one single SSDI. And for whatever reason, when you try to connect this hub to one of those types of networks where it has both frequencies combined into one single SSDI, it's just not going to work. So what you actually need to do is you need to go into your network settings and you need to split off. You need to create a separate SSDI just for 2.4 gigahertz and create another one with a different name for 5 gigahertz. Very easy to do. It only takes a few minutes, and this advice is going to help you with any of your other smart home devices. And the last issue that I actually found online was a lot of people are having issues with the plastic connection. Let me show you. So most timers, most of them out there, this piece right here is going to be plastic. So a lot of people are having issues with that breaking. Well, you can see how my timer, my faucet out here is set up. It's not hanging down like most faucets, but even if it was hanging down, a lot of the stress is actually applied on this fitting right here. So if you walk by and you trip on the hose, or somebody steps on it, guess what's going to happen? That is going to break. And the UV is going to weaken the plastic over the years too, and that is going to break. So an easy way to fix that problem is by relieving the pressure. And the way I do that, and not just this timer, is with any other timer I ever had of this kind, you don't connect this directly to your faucet because you're going to have problems. And a lot of people are going to tell you need to get a timer that has a brass fitting in here. Well, even the brass fittings, you're going to have issues because the brass fitting is going to be connected to your timer, and the actual nipple that actually comes out is going to be plastic. While this is brass, that's still going to be plastic, and that's still going to break off right there. So one way to fix that problem is to use an extension hose like this right here. So you plug this into your hose bib like this. And since this is brass, another issue that I have with brass is the calcium is going to build up around the threads, and it's going to be very hard to remove later on. So before setting it up, I recommend to put some Teflon tape around it. And then once you have that set up, you connect your timer to the extension piece, just like this. Now all the stress, all the tension is right here, and there's really no tension on your timer. That's the easiest way to fix that problem that I've noticed a lot of people were having online. Just connect the extension piece and you won't have any issues. Alright guys, and the last thing is what I noticed online. Some people are complaining that your timer is going to start leaking from this section right here, or it's going to start leaking from the bottom over here. So let me show you something. The way this works is there's going to be a rubber seal that will seal the water and will prevent it from leaking. This one right here. So if you install your timer without this rubber gasket, it's going to leak regardless of how much Teflon tape you put around the threads or pipe dope. It's just not gonna seal the water. In order to seal the water properly, you need to install this rubber gasket. And it doesn't have to have the screen in there, it helps. But this comes with your timer. Now, this is not forever. This is going to wear out over the years. And then every once in a while, I would say once a year, you need to take it off and put a new one in. And that's it. As long as you have a gasket in good condition in there, it will stop the water from leaking. The same principle applies to this section right here. Your hose has a gasket in there as well. So if your hose is leaking there, regardless of what you do, you probably need to replace a gasket. So that was my review of the RainPoint 2 some Wi-Fi irrigation timer. If you would like to purchase this timer, you can buy it directly from the RainPoint website. And if you sign up with your email, they will actually give you 10% off your first order. You can also buy it from Amazon using my affiliate link, which can be found in the description below. It costs you nothing extra, and you'll be helping the channel at the same time. If you have any questions, comment below. I will try my best to answer all of them. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it, because it tells me that you liked it, and also it will tell other people, so it gets recommended throughout the YouTube algorithm. Anyways guys, I will see you next time.